Today is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. This is a meeting of the Acushnet Board of Selectmen. Is there a motion to call the meeting to order?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
As a reminder, this meeting will be audio and video recorded. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we do have a few items under meeting minutes. I don't know, gentlemen, if you had a chance to review the minutes of April 11th, May 2nd, October 7th, 2025.
I did, Mr. Chairman. I'll make a motion to approve all three as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We do have a public hearing under Chapter 138, Section 15 of the Massachusetts General Law. An open Board of Selectmen's meeting shall be held at the Acushnet Town Hall to approve the change of business entity of a general on-premise annual all alcohol beverage license from Stephen H. Gazzara to Ponderosa Sportsman Club LLC. The establishment is located at 242 Robinson Road, Acushnet, Mass. I guess there's a motion to open the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a representative here from Ponderosa? Okay, I guess not. But this is just a simple, it's not a license transfer, it's just changing the name of the corporate structure.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to change of the business entity information from Stephen H. Gazzara to Ponderosa Sportsman Club LLC.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, I'm going to bump up, gentlemen, if it's okay with you. We have two very, very important guests here this evening. Miss Apple Peach and Miss Junior Apple Peach. But I think we've got a representative from the pageant, whoever wants to speak on behalf of the pageant, talk about that. Just to get a little, if you want to grab the podium, ladies, and introduce yourself and say hello.
All right, thank you so much.
You look much different than at the gym when I see you.
True.
I'd clean up a little bit.
I'm Marlene Kalis,
And I'm Stephanie Sadaj.
and we are the co-directors of the Miss Apple Peach pageant now. But first of all, thank you for inviting the ladies here today. We are so happy to have such ambitious, energetic, and very busy young ladies. They want to do as much as they can in the community, and we're so excited that they want to do that. For those that don't know, the pageant's been around since 1980. We just celebrated our 45th anniversary, and every year I think we're getting bigger and bigger, and the ladies are getting more and more busy, which is fabulous. So thank you for joining us tonight, and for allowing us to join you tonight. And if you have any events that anyone in the town would like them to be at, I know they would love to, because I get the calls that say, we don't have anything this weekend. Can you find something?
Well, I know we've got Veterans Day coming up. That's
Yes,
a big
they're
one. I
all
hope you
set
see
for
you
that.
there. I mean, look, anytime you want to, if you want a photo op and you want to come work with Sydney and answer some phones at Town Hall, we can always use volunteers
Love
there.
that.
That's always cool to do. But thank you for doing it and keeping the pageant going for all these years. It's kind of a fun thing to see. I've seen a lot of young ladies over the years, now with families and great stuff. I think, I don't know, was Angela Roberts your first one or one of them?
No, Kara Govin was the
Okay,
first
I
one.
know.
Yeah,
Well, Angela's my neighbor.
now.
We see each other, walking and all
Actually,
that.
Kara
stuff.
was at the pageant when we just
Oh,
held
awesome.
it. She was there
That's
as our
great.
first title holder.
So anyway, this is great stuff, and it's kind of, Acushnet, this time of year is Acushnet's time to shine.
And it's tradition. It keeps
Yes.
the young ladies involved in the community, and I think part of the things we love is seeing the younger people in the town
Yeah.
look up to them and think, hey, maybe I could do that.
Right.
Maybe I could get involved. I can volunteer. I could be able to do that. So we love that they serve as role models for
Well,
them.
one of the things, maybe today's meeting will inspire you ladies to become a select lady someday. I think we've only had one in town ever, a female select person, so I think that would be great to see somewhere down the road. With that said, turn it over to the ladies to
Yes.
introduce
Thank
themselves
you.
and
Ladies.
tell us about yourself and who you are and what you do. Miss Junior, you're gonna have to come up front.
Hi, my name's Eliza Wagner, and I go to Acushnet Regional High School. I'm a sophomore, and I'm so glad that you guys invited me here. Thank you.
Right, what's your name?
My name is Aubrey, and I'm 10 years old, and I am at Ford Middle School, and I'm really hoping that we can have a good year this year.
Awesome. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
You
you.
guys represented the town very well. We appreciate it, and we're glad to have you here.
All
And
right.
we're really excited to do more.
Excellent.
Sounds
Keep up
good.
the good work.
Thank you.
All right, we've got citations. Be it known that the Acushnet Board of Selectmen hereby extends its congratulations to Aubrey, Junior Miss Apple Peach 2025. The Board of Selectmen gives recognition to your outstanding achievement, grace, and dedication exemplified through your participation in success in the Miss Apple Peach pageant. Your poise, confidence, and commitment to community service reflect the true spirit of leadership and serve as an inspiration to others. Your accomplishment is a testament to your hard work, perseverance, and the positive example you set for young people throughout our community. The community of Acushnet looks forward to seeing how you exert kindness, compassion, and leadership in this role while serving others through philanthropy. We extend our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes for continued success in all your future endeavors. Awarded this day, October 1st, 2025. And same for Eliza. So congratulations. Congratulations. There you go, Aubrey. Congratulations. Great job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies, have you met Sydney from our office?
Hi.
Sydney was a former beauty pageant winner as well. Was a former pageant winner back in the day.
Sesame Centennial.
Yes.
Back in 2010, I was about your age, Aubrey.
So, yeah.
Great. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go into executive session. We've got 2 executive sessions to go over, and then we'll come back into open session. Executive session number 1, under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, subsection 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining, AFSCME, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body and the chair so declares, and the board will not return to public session at the conclusion of the executive session.
Will return.
I'm sorry, did I? I'm sorry
It always
about that.
says will not. Should be will.
Will return. Sorry about that. I'm like a robot here. Will return to public session at the conclusion of the executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session number 1?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, Mr. Gasper?
Yes.
Mr. Hinckley?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Executive session number 2, under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, subsection 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining, the United Steelworker, Conservation Agent, Town Accountant, Building Commissioner, Zoning Enforcement Officer, DPW Business Manager. If an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and the chair so declares, and the board will return to public session at the conclusion of the executive session. Is there a motion to go
So
into
moved.
executive session 2?
Second.
All those in favor, roll call vote, Mr. Gasper?
Yes.
Mr. Hinckley?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, we're gonna go into executive session. From executive session, is there a motion to open up regular session?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, unfortunately, is a letter of resignation from Jessica Braley, who's on the Master Plan Committee. Is there a motion to accept with regret?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, we did the citations. School solar project, I see Dr. Bailey here and Aldo.
Yep.
Please come on up. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, I don't think. I've heard a lot of good things about you, though, so why don't you introduce yourself? And,
Sure. I'm Aldo Petronio. I'm the school business officer. I took over for Patrick, who moved on to another town. And tonight, I've been reading up on Select Energy's proposal to do a solar array over the parking lot between the elementary school and middle school. Apparently this started back in 2023 and had gone, partway through getting approvals and whatnot. So they called me and now we picked back up on it. And the school committee's in favor of moving forward with this project. From what I've read and go through their proposals, it looks like it's no cost to us. It's a 25-year lease, basically, but it's a lease in the sense that we're going to be buying our electricity from the solar array at a discounted rate compared to buying it directly from National Grid. They in turn own the structure, they own the maintenance, everything on it, and we're simply a purchaser, so it's a purchase agreement. So Alan Giles is here tonight from Select. He can answer the technical questions on what this project has, but
That's good. Well, fortunately, we have a technical expert on the Board of Selectmen, so, sir, why don't you come on up?
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
I'm going to defer from the bottom.
I got to meet Alan. I sat down with Alan yesterday and went over this. I asked him, he asked if he should show up, and I said there might be some questions the board members have just in case, and he obliged. But my review of the project, the only question I had in general was this current proposal does list prevailing wage, and Mr. Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, when we were going through this with Patrick at this point 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, we had spoke to Darren in regards to whether or not, seeing as that we're not actually the entity that owns it, whether or not we would need to use prevailing wage, and if I recall correctly, he said we didn't.
He said, we do not own it. We are the lessor of the property, but the building of the structure was theirs.
So the reason why I bring it up, gentlemen, because it can affect the price in the benefit of the school if it's not prevailing wage for the rate, so to speak. But obviously I would want your input on it as well. My opinion in general is I support the project regardless. It's a savings for the utility bills for the school regardless. And after I sat down with Mr. Giles, I did do a little deep dive on the company he works for, and they've done some pretty good projects, and they have a pretty good reputation as well. So,
I guess my only question, and it's not about the numbers and all that stuff. So like in the wintertime, when we inclement weather, snow melts or rain and then ice, how does how do you make sure that it's not a hazard?
It's a great question.
Underneath the array.
So what we did was we adopted a certain design that has a lip to it.
Got it.
So when snow or rain comes down, the main part of it comes into a trough area, and if the snow builds up, it builds up on that lip.
Got it.
Until it melts.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure again, I'm not an expert on this stuff.
I keep telling people the worst thing you want to deal with is a mother who gets snow dropped on her head while she's loading up the back of the car.
Good. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I also brought this up yesterday, and when speaking with Mr. Giles and Aldo, said just make sure that you have some rock salt in your budget as well, just in case.
Right. Okay. Good.
Mr. Hinckley thinks it's a good idea. He's our solar expert. As long as it's not costing us any money,
You should look at the golf course.
I'll leave it to Mr. Hinckley in his decision-making process. He's the pro.
Appreciate
So
that.
if it's gonna kick back some savings to the school department's energy line, we all know energy's going up in cost, not down in cost. So if we can help divert some of those future costs for the school department, great news.
Our program fixes the cost of the electricity for 20 years, so as electric rates go up, the savings stay with the school district rather than a shared situation between the companies and
Gentlemen, just so you're aware of the process in this, we went back in 2024. Town meeting approved us to enter into a pilot program. They still have to sit down with the assessors because it would be technically a pilot program. They are requesting a $0 pilot. So anytime we'd have to charge them a tax, it obviously would increase the rate that they'd have to charge the school. I'd also be in support of that, but obviously the assessors have to make that determination. What Mr. Giles needs from us, essentially, there's a couple more steps, including one or a couple of public presentation meetings.
Yeah, we did do a public comment session back 2 years ago. Want to update that.
Okay.
Have another one at the school where I have a rendering, shows what the canopy is going to look like in the parking lot. So if you have photographer go out and take some pictures there shortly. And I'll have that rendering ready. We can take comments from the public on it, make some adjustments based on that. During that time frame, we would prepare the contracts to get to the town to send to KP Law for review. They have, I think, 140 towns they represent, so they've seen a lot of our contracts over the years. We go through that process, and then once we're at contracts, then we go through all the permitting. We do all the engineering, go to the planning board, have the planning board review, make some changes to design based on their input, then pull building permits. Our goal is to try and be on site as soon as school is let out, so that we're having as little impact to school operations as possible, and we gear up so that we can have site access as soon as most of the schools.
Have you had any conversations with the building inspector or the wiring inspector in the town of Acushnet?
No, that's a great question. Usually we wait until after the contract signed. We go, we have the project manager is assigned to the asset, and he starts doing all the due diligence, calling planning board, calling building inspector, and starting reviewing. Because everybody has their own little way.
And
of
you do
looking
that
at
process
things.
after
After
contracts are
the
signed?
Yeah.
What happens if there's a major concern that's gonna stop the project? Why would we sign a contract prior?
Because there's no obligation to you to stop the project.
Huh?
There's no obligation to you financially. And so I'll back up a little bit. The way we're here today is the town belongs to an organization called Power Options. Power Options was formed as a nonprofit to be to work with municipalities and nonprofits to provide energy-related services. You can collaborate and go out and buy electricity from them, natural gas. They provide a lot. 10 years ago, their members came to them and said, "I want you to manage the RFP process for solar." So every 3 years, they go into RFP, and we won the last RFP. So that's how we can go here without going through the public procurement. So that process dictates, they have, all the contracts are already vetted. We have to build things to the RFP awards, all of those things. In that award, with the letter of intent and signed, we have to start spending money on doing due diligence, interconnection, all those things. But the real hard expenses, we wait until after the contract's signed before we start spending those.
Okay, very good.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
Like I had mentioned that when we sat down and went over the timeline yesterday, there's still a lot to happen in between the process. But one of the parts of the process is to move the process forward and allow Select to move forward. It's not really it's more of a ceremonial vote, but I would make a motion to allow Select Energy to move forward with this project with the schools.
Okay. Now, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Great. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Good luck.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. Looking
Nice to
forward
see
to
you.
working with you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you.
Take care.
I'll talk to you next week.
Sure.
All right. Next one, gentlemen, I put on the agenda regarding golf course credit card machines. Couple things. One, there's been this notion that for some reason the town and the treasurer collector was not allowing credit card machines to be used above and beyond the clubhouse. You know, so like at the grill or the handheld for the cart, the beer cart, or over at the range. Talked to Jen about that. That's not the case. That then, coincidentally, the current vendor who we were working with notified us about the current vendor, which is Heartland. They're going to be going up on fees and so on and so forth. And so there's a different option out there, which is Lumina. And Jen's suggesting that we go with that vendor, which would then, one, they'll give us 2 terminals at no cost, one, I believe the intention is to have here at Town Hall, so they can do gift certificates and all that stuff during the off-season. And then also if we decided we wanted to do, portable, it's just, a one-time fee per unit to set up. But, I think I spent enough time at the course to see that I think we're potentially, despite the best efforts of the staff over there and, what Dana's to work with, I think we're missing out on opportunity by not doing that. I realize the season's about to come to an end, so it's not like something we have to implement now. But just wanted to put it on everybody's radar that, if we wanted to have portable units, we can do that, and it's not Town Hall or, the collector's office saying that, but anyway.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I think I've been saying it since I've been on the board. Any point of sale position, whether it's in the middle of the woods, if you're selling anything, nowadays should have a terminal.
Right.
And I would be all for this. The range, the cart, put them anywhere where you're selling a product or a service.
Right.
Should have them.
It's, to have cash only at certain places, I think is a liability. We should be trying to handle as little amount of cash as possible over there. I never realized some people, we still want that option, but it's probably not a great scenario. So anyway, this is FYI, just wanted to make sure the board had some visibility on this. All right, any questions? No questions?
No, sir.
All right, next one is we got a resident. I won't get into the specifics of it, but apparently there's some neighbor issues with light shining in through their house. And this gentleman is suggesting that the board look into a light ordinance, kind of like a noise ordinance, reference the town of Burlington. Obviously, that would have to go before the bylaw review committee, and the appropriate channels to look at would have to, if it was going to go anywhere, it would be with it'd have to go to town meeting in the spring. So I just wanted to, if the board thinks it's worth looking into, we can, and put it on the radar of, I think it should be the bylaw review committee if somebody wanted to propose this bylaw change. Yes?
This supposedly is based on a Burlington bylaw.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest to the board, before you even start down the road, just to make sure this is legal, etc., refer to town council and wait for some kind of opinion to come back from him.
Right.
I think, especially with, it's got fines in it and enforcement and everything, I think it's something that town council probably should report back to the board.
We just want to be responsive to the resident and the taxpayer, but I agree, send it over to town council, but we'll have to put it on the calendar. It's something that will be discussed in January, February, March of next year. This isn't something that can be done.
We'd have to wait for town meeting approval anyway, so we got time.
Right. All right, there's a motion to send this off to town council.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next item is, we've been going back and forth with utility truck purchase. I know, Kevin, you've had some interest in this.
It's a maintenance, it's just called a maintenance truck. It's, and I know Mr. Tripp is jumping the gun, and he's looking at a double cab truck where we've always had a single cab truck. I don't see the necessity for a double cab pickup truck, especially when it's gonna have a plow on it. It's not isolated to one individual using it. There's a couple of younger people gonna be using it. We've had a single cab, I think, for small parking lots that we're doing. Single cabs the right way to go, especially for snow plowing. Double cabs are more money, and I have done a lot of extensive research, and I'm trying to find the absolute best deal, best truck, lowest miles in the used car market as I possibly can. And it's not obviously an easy thing to do. I've traveled to several dealerships. I have contacts at several dealerships that are scouting out trucks for me to see what they can come up with. I'm trying to stay, we got 45 grand at town meeting. I'm trying to stay around the 40,000 because I know we have a plow on the old truck, but the new wiring system, so it depends on what we need to do. Some of these trucks already have plow attachments on them. minus the blade, so if that's something that we could do, we don't even need a few $1,000 to get this thing going, so trying to get something, the lowest miles, best quality vehicle, something, if we're gonna spend $35,000, $40,000, I'd like to see that truck last a minimum 15 years, as long as it's taken care of, should have no problem doing it. The truck that we have is, I believe, it's somewhere around 20 years old now. It's been in the town's possession, I think since brand new. If not, it was only a couple of years old, and that's what I'm looking for, something with low miles. I'm not gonna run off and buy a truck just to say we did something and it's only good for 3 or 4 or 5 years. That's not looking out in the interest of the taxpayers, so. If somebody wants to rush out and buy a truck and give one individual what he wants with 4 doors, knock yourself out, but I won't be responsible for that boat. I'm trying to do in the best interest of the board and the town.
Just so I know, what's considered low mileage, because I'm looking at something here for 39 grand, has a plow set up with 47,000 miles. I've been kind of looking for trucks for one of my sons, and it seems, obviously I'm not gonna pay that kind of money, but I just wanted, just so I understand.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go under 30,000 miles. I actually have a picture of a truck I'd be more than happy to share with you.
Sure, I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
Just to show you that I am doing what I said I would do, and I'm actually looking for a truck myself, so that's a real truck. That's garbage. That's a real truck, and this one's got 23,000 miles, and it's under, probably close to that. Look at it.
Silverado.
And I'm after miles, dude, so, and the truck's a beautiful truck, right? So, I mean, I'm not gonna run off and just, it's like taking your, what I feel like I'm being put in a situation is, it's like you're taking, like you just said, I'm taking my 16-year-old to buy their first car, and you know what happens when you take a 16-year-old to buy the first car. The first car that kid gets in and test drives, that's a car I want. It's not what you do, right?
Okay. Well, again, I think we just want to make sure that we're keeping
Not
this
sleeping
issue-
at the wheel?
Yes, that's all it is. That's the
Correct.
purpose of this exercise. I mean, we just gave somebody a license to open up a car dealership. Maybe we can go work, we can go ask that gentleman if he can.
The problem with the
find
used car market is, obviously I was in the car business, right? And there's a lot of garbage out there. And certain dealerships that you're buying from, some of these vehicles are coming from auctions. The cars go to auctions for a reason. So you don't want to be stuck with that lemon,
Right, okay.
bottom line. And you don't want something, especially that you're gonna put a plow on, because they rust out pretty quick. So you don't want to be buying something that's already got undercarriage, rust, rot, or whatever it is, because it ain't gonna last, especially when it comes to brake lines, fuel lines, and the things of the like. So when I go look at it, I know what I'm looking at.
No, I just want to make sure that it's not, we'll keep it on the agenda. Hopefully we can
We're
find
not
one.
cutting grass, we're not plowing snow for a while.
Okay,
We're good.
all right. Mr. Hinckley?
I'm fine with that. As long
Right.
as somebody's making some progress on it. If I had more time to get a truck, I would, but I have no time.
All right, sounds good. Sewer and water, kept this on the agenda again, just to make sure that we've got a gap in coverage. Want to make sure that we've got things moving. I know, Kevin, you got a vet, you've been working on this, but I want to hear from Jamie V on where we're at, what we should anticipate, if there's anything holding you up, what do you need from the board?
Good evening, guys. So I want to let you know that I finally got the final reads done, got that process all done in order, so the checks that have been sitting there for the last month have been finally processed. For the quarterly billing, now that I finally have assistance from the DPW and the water, I'm getting the final reads done. Trying to get everything that's wrong fixed, and we found some like MTUs, so it's not transmitting, like the reads aren't transmitting in, so they're checking on that. Found reads that were going in reverse instead of, forward, so trying to figure out those problems. And then, just gathering through, but I finally got a good grasp on it, I believe, and now with the assistance, I'm planning on getting the bills out no later than next Wednesday, which would be 2 weeks after the date that they would normally go out.
Okay. As you're going through this process, Jamie, are you sort of documenting,
Yep. Writing
keeping
down
a
each
journal
step,
of
what needs to get done.
right, and what we need to fix moving forward, and
Yeah.
we'll have a policy, and
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
What is it? Procedures manual.
Yes.
Right? Okay. All right. Any questions or thoughts on the water billing? Good. So we should expect something to come before us, or to go out when?
By the latest next Wednesday, I gotta call Bill Trust and find out what their lead time is. I'm
Okay.
not sure what their lead time
So
is.
next Wednesday, right?
Yeah, that's my goal.
Alright, so just, and tell me, 'cause I'm unwell, so just explain to me again, like, so we go out Wednesday,
So the bills will go out, they'll be issued Wednesday, they'll be mailed out, assuming either Tuesday, Wednesday. They have 30 days from that day to pay them. I
okay?
know I've been getting numerous phone calls now, from residents asking where
Mhm.
their bill is. So you have 30 days from the time the bill's issued to pay it,
Okay,
so.
Then you have a grace period. We'll send you a notice. You get a little window. Then you get a shut-off notice.
okay.
And
Very familiar with
usually
that
when
process.
somebody from the water department shows up and shuts off your water, you're usually coming in pretty quick to pay your bill, because you don't want your water shut off.
Right,
So,
okay. All right, we just want to make sure, obviously, with tax bills are going to be going out soon, and, we just want to make sure that we're responsible when it comes to people. If they get a chance to pay the bill and rectify it, we don't need to go for the jugular every time, so.
and I can talk to Jamie Lynn, because that system is supposed to, you should be able to set parameters, and it should have already been done, where if you're not getting reads, or you're going negative, like she just said, or somebody spikes, it'll alarm and let you know that is occurring. So I know we haven't had an employee in that seat for a few weeks, maybe a month, whatever it is, maybe a little longer, but I don't know how
So there is,
long.
I log on the program, I have it up now all day long, and I get critical reads, continuous flows, reverse flows. So as they come in, I review them. There's 2 residents I've called because they've had continuous flows where, like one gentleman last night I called because it's typical for the location was like 400 cubic feet, and over the weekend, starting Saturday night, or actually not even, it was like one day, it was 600 cubic feet. So I've called residents, let them know, what's going on, so they can go out there and check that, make sure it's fixed before there's a bigger problem down the road.
Yeah, that's what so there's a parameter you set, right? And over the time where the previous person in that position, over the time, you would know what somebody's household's using, and you set it up, like, say it's 2 people in a household's using 1,000 cubic feet every quarter. Well, then you put a parameter in there, like 20% above that. So if at any point in that quarter, once it bumps above the 1,200, you can give a phone call and say, are you doing anything different with your water? Because you've already exceeded, we're only 2 months in, and you've got another month, and you've already exceeded what you normally use in a quarter, right? That's how the system's designed.
It's good for tracking down leaks, running faucets, running toilets, faulty pipes.
Correct. Leaky, the little baffle in your toilet bowl is usually the problem, but we also do now, and I don't know what we're doing with that position. I know we're gonna advertise Jamie Lynn, but we have people that, snowbirds, and they usually call us up and let us know that they're gonna leave,
Yeah.
right? We don't advertise that location, that they're not gonna be in the house, but they're snowbirds. They take off for 3 or 4 months.
Yep.
We can either watch it, or sometimes we'll even tell them we'll go to the house and shut the water off.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, we'll put a note, if they wanna leave the water on, sometimes they do, we'll put a note in the system, otherwise.
Right, but if not, they'll call us and we know that they're gone, so we can flag them as well, their addresses, to let us know if something stupid's going on in the house. They'll give us like a backup number, like
Yeah.
a sibling or something to call in case of emergency, right? They can get in the house and shut things off.
Mhm.
So, something we need to watch out for too.
All right, well, I got you, where are we with our audit?
So the FY '24 is, everything is done except the single audits. So the school has a single audit, they're waiting to get finalized some things, and then we have our single audit that I'm still trying to find the procurement for.
Okay, does this include, will that include the, when you say procurement, trying to find auditing firm?
They're looking for a specific procurement documents for a project that was done.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to.
And did the audit encompass DPW and all that?
Once they're done with that, then they'll go out there physically and do
Okay.
internal audits on
All
those
right,
locations.
and how about golf?
It'll be golf and DPW.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right, thank you. When do you think that all that will be done?
It's just a matter of trying to locate documentation. I
and
mean,
having the school
right.
single audit done.
Who's gonna
And
do
that's
theirs?
usually the most involved.
Same
Okay.
firm?
Yep.
Doing? All right, I mean, I know it's important to do the school, right, that's gonna take place, but I'd hate to see the departments that have direct oversight not get done, right? I mean, I think that's,
Right, yeah.
so if we can somehow figure out how to get that moving, I think that'll help the board make some decisions.
There's also a timetable with Jesse and the feds as far as getting the school single audit up.
I get it, but, okay, well, that's another one, I think that's another one we gotta keep,
Yeah,
DPW and golf, keep that
yeah, well,
process moving.
the procurement, I have to go to DPW, see if I can actually find.
So when you say procurement, what do you mean?
So like, it's like if you went out for an RFP, you know, the original posting, and like they want the original advertisement.
And we don't have that, is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to locate it,
It would be up in DPW.
yeah, so,
All
So she's going up to look through the files to get it, and then we provide it to the auditor, and they just check off.
How many years is that only, that procurement in 2024? I know the audit's for 2024,
So
but is it year 2023?
it's for the ARPA project, the problem is. So it's, what's the procurement for the Wooded and Curran? That's what I need. I need the bid for the Wooded and Curran. So, I'm not sure exactly which year that fell under, but that's what
It would be before 24
yeah.
that we're going back into.
So here's the thing with the audit, and it'll go over management and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? Because as
Design.
we're trying to put in a town administrator. Ideally, we'll have all that, we'll have an audit.
Yeah.
Here you go, right? Like, at least have that.
Yeah, they've already started the FY25 financial portion,
Okay,
so that way, you know, at least we're already in the movement for that one.
all right. Sounds
You
good.
know the problem with an audit? You read the fine print at the bottom of the front page? It's only as good as the information you're given.
And either, it's still a necessary tool, and, you know,
And anybody,
if we're giving them garbage, then we get problems.
anybody who's coming in, the audit's less important than Schedule A.
Still, it is a tell. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie.
All right. Next item, conservation agent appointment. Gentlemen, as we discussed.
The tax rate and classification.
Oh, shoot, sorry about that. Yep, just wanted to put this again. This is
Right.
just for visibility, tax rate and classification hearing, looking to meet on November 4th, which is the day after the new town meeting date. If you gentlemen are good with that, it'll probably be a selectmen's meeting as well.
And we've advertised for it.
Back to back. Got it.
Yep.
This is,
I think this was advertised before the new town meeting.
yep.
Got no choice.
Let's do it.
But I've talked to the finance department, the treasurer collector, the folks, the assessors, all the staff is ready to go on this.
All right, sounds good. All right, next one is conservation agent appointment. We did a number of interviews, settled on a candidate, Julia Gonsalves. Seems at this point would be the best fit with the background, and also the conservation agent from New Bedford has agreed to help as a professional courtesy to help mentor and help Julia come along if the board decided to appoint.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to appoint Julia Gonsalves as a conservation agent.
Part-time, 19 and a half hours a week.
Correct.
Correct.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right.
You can pass over the next topic, Mr. Chairman.
All right, sounds good. Anything under selectmen's announcements?
I have a few things.
All right.
So again, I jumped right in, I just got out of her text, but on behalf of the PTO, on behalf of the PTO, a few weeks ago, they went to Frontiera Grill and ran a fundraiser out of there. Tomorrow night, go to Captain's Place on Wednesday, October 22nd. Dine in or take out. Show the flyer found on social media or mention that you are supporting the Acushnet Middle School's PTO. Captain's Place will donate a percentage of your total food purchase to the PTO. Thank you very much, and I would just like to mention the progress that we are making out on Mendel Road. For those folks that live on Mendel Road, it should be, the base coat should be put down, which is the first 3 inches, should be put down on Friday. And for the folks on Northfield and Middlefield Place, the reclaimers should be there either tomorrow or Thursday, Friday to start reclaiming your road, which is just gonna heave it all up and turn it into dirt, and it'll be paved the following week. So that's what I got.
I'm good, Mr. Chairman.
Right, I do not have anything myself. We do have a meeting next Monday, October 27th, 5 p.m. at the Council on Aging with Old Colony. We invited the Finance Committee there. Mr. Gasper, you asked for this meeting. Mr. Polanski and that team is ready to come. If you have any questions that you want answered ahead of time, if you can get them to Aaron, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to do that. So that's pretty much it.
I kind of asked on behalf of people unanswered questions the last meeting. I mean, I do have some follow-up things to ask them, but no big deal, but.
All right, that's it. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.